to die. Call your mother and your father to let them know that you're dead. What the hell they should do? Say your prayers and beg for forgiveness. The reaper is rising and you're only techless. You can run but you cannot hide. Your ending was close to rest. Death is on your side. Your decision, your life has made it hard for you to survive. Count your chick hands, accept your losses. You are the reason for the nails in your coffin. Shame, shame, I know your name, my best.
42 years ago today, this record came out, and a couple of the guys that are going to play it in just a month and a half or so, live from beginning to end at Kiss Cancer Goodbye 3, are here with us today, and we're going to get even more, I believe. And we're going to talk about this record, Kiss Cancer Goodbye 3, and a whole lot more today on Podcast Rock City Live. What's up, everybody? Joe here for Podcast Rock City. And with me this week, Joey Casada.
Yo, what's up, buddy?
And right there in the middle, the odd woman out is the lovely and talented goddess of thunder herself, Lee. How are you doing, Lee?
I'm great.
All right, now, Joey, I want you to do the honors here. So basically, we have your band, the Handsome Devils. Did you coin that?
No, believe it or not, Neil Davis named us last Kiss Cancer Goodbye. I'm not even sure how it happened. I guess it just, we speak for ourselves, I guess. Obviously, without Sonny Pooney here, this show really is handsome today. But Joe, just so you know, I don't think the Facebook Live is working right now. Just double check it while I'm talking here.
Yeah, we had a little technical difficulty. I'm not sure what happened, but I was it's there. It's live on Facebook.
No, I'm hearing that it's only the 16-second clip from that first run that we just did.
All right, I'll take care of it. Thank you.
Yes, so obviously we got Gabriel and Luis here tonight. Hopefully our good friend Todd will be joining us. I think he's currently in the recording studio with possibly Slash. I think that's what he's up to right now. He's not busy at all, obviously, but he's gonna hopefully pop in and maybe in and out during the hour. But we wanted to, weirdly enough, I didn't even realize it until today that today is the 42nd anniversary of Creatures of the Night. So this worked out weirdly well tonight with the guests we have tonight. How are you guys? Thanks for joining.
Hey, Joey. How's it going, man? Pleasure to be here. Hey, guys.
Yeah,
hey, Joe.
Pleasure to be here, too. Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, it's good to see you guys.
No, we thank you so much for coming on. It's going to be, obviously, an insane time over at Kiss Cancer Goodbye the week of December. What is it? December 7th through the 10th? Is that what it is?
I believe so. Yeah, I have it. 6th to the 8th. I have it right here for you guys.
There it is.
So, all right. So you guys that are watching live, if you have not purchased tickets for this yet, there's a couple ways you could do it. There's a QR code up there. You can scan that. It'll take you right to where you get tickets. So just scan the QR code, or you could go to Creatures Fest. If to the Creatures Fest website, it'll take you here as well. Yeah. So as you guys can see, Sarasota, Florida, December 6th through the 8th. You can get tickets on the website. Bruce Kulick will be the main featured guest, I guess is what they're saying right here. The man. then look at this. Look at the lineup that's here.
Wow.
Anton Fig, Chris Jericho, Todd Kearns, John Beauvoir, Ryan, Courtney, PJ, and Chip Zanuff's going to be there. Interesting.
No, listen, it's going to be anyone who's attended any of Neil's events in the past, starting with Creatures Fest and then Kiss Cancer Goodbye last year, knows that Neil goes all out. Listen, it's going to be an insane weekend. Obviously, guests galore, and I think even more guests coming possibly. And then, Neil goes a step further. We're not just going to be jamming or doing a set of this or a set of that. Neil, last year, the Handsome Devils, we did Lick It Up cover to cover. I wind up performing a live 3 cover to cover with Bruce and Todd and Joe McGinnis. That was insane. This year, of course, we're going to be doing Creatures of the Night cover to cover. Again, I some of this stuff, I'm not sure if it's ever really been done before, but if it has or hasn't, I can guarantee this is going to be a special event that, it's once in a lifetime. Where are you going to see Creatures of the Night performed cover to cover?
No, it doesn't happen. And this will be, for me, the first time ever seeing it. I don't know about you guys. Look, before we get started, I wanted to ask you guys a couple of questions. So Gabriel, Luis, I've met Gabriel. I think I met you at the last Kiss Cancer Goodbye, but I have questions.
Okay.
So I want to know how old you guys were when you discovered Kiss, and I want to know how it happened. Can we start with that? So Gabriel, how about you first?
Of course. I was 8 years old. This was in, I think it was 97 or 98 when Kiss was doing the reunion tour. And I'm from Brazil originally, so it was back when they were doing the reunion tour. They didn't go to Brazil, but they went to Argentina. And they were showing it on the news, on TV. And I was running around the house, and I walked by the TV, and I saw Kiss. And I was like, wow, this is interesting, because they were talking about the whole thing and showing the show and the explosions and the music and everything. I was like, wow, that's pretty cool, So that was the first, it was like a 3-step thing for me. So that was the first impression I had of Kiss. And then a few weeks later, I was walking through the mall with my dad, and we stopped at the front of this toy store, and I saw the action figures. I saw Ace Frehley and Peter Criss. And I was like, wow, that's the band I saw on TV, and they actually have action figures. That's insane. That's something different, and that stuck with me. And then the third part was I went to my uncle's house, and he had the VHS of Extreme Close-Up. And I saw the logo again, the Kiss logo. And I was like, oh my, I think I got to watch this, I have to watch this. So I asked him to borrow, and he was like, yeah, I don't think it's going to be for you. Like, it's probably too heavy for you. Something that I don't think you're going to like it. I was like, well, I don't know either, but can I just take it home and watch it? Like, take a look. He's like, yeah, sure. Just don't break the tape. I was like, sure, I won't break the tape. So I go home and I play it. And, the first music video that pops up is Unholy. And that just blew my mind entirely. Right. And I couldn't believe that something like that could even exist. So that was my first Kiss impression for real. The Unholy music video. And that was like that was it. That was it for me. I was like, and I was hooked. And I watched that home video because I made a copy for myself. Back then when you had VHS tapes, you could just put on 2 VHS players and, make the copy for yourself. That's what I did. And I kept a copy, and I would watch it like nonstop every day for a few years. And that's how I learned everything about Kiss, and that's how it started for me.
That's awesome. Well, all right, victim number 2. How'd you discover Kiss, and how old were you?
Man, this is a funny question, because for me there's like 2 steps. This when I heard about Kiss and I knew who they were, and then when I really got into listening to them and looking into the records and the shows and the history documentaries and stuff like that. So I'm from Brazil too, so I grew up going to record stores around 2009 and 2010. I was 10 years old at the time. I really started going to those, and then of course Maiden and Kiss are bands that even though you don't know the music, you just look at the cover, you can't forget what you saw.
It's true.
So
that's true.
Kiss was just one of those things that you knew that it was big, it was huge, but Iron Maiden was always my favorite band, and they stole all my attention, honestly. So, Destroyer was the first record that I really got into around 2010, as I said. And then the second step was when I met Gabriel, because it's funny, like I'm doing this with you guys, which is a big honor, man, playing with Gabriel, Joey, and Todd. But I'm walking into this knowing that I'm not at all the biggest Kiss fan in the room, because compared to these guys, but when I met Gabriel in 2017, the first conversation I already, knew that he was a huge fan. And when I joined Red Devil Vortex, our band, in 2021, really Kiss started being like something in my life, because he talks about it all the time. I see it all the time when I'm with him. So if you know Gabriel, you know Kiss, and you know more about Kiss than you should, probably. So that was the second step, when Kiss became something like, I would say like big in my life, getting to know the story and everything, which is as amusing as the music, honestly.
That is awesome. I love, man, this band is going to have fans forever, because it's just like you guys. I mean, Gabriel saw a picture, or saw the video, saw a picture, saw a video. It stuck in his head, because there was just no way of making it go away. That's pretty awesome. Let me ask you guys a question. So because you guys, this is your first time on the show, and because I know that you're a little younger than we are, what was the first record you bought?
My first record was Greatest Kiss.
Greatest Kiss?
Yeah, because back then you couldn't, I don't know what it was, but not everybody knew about Kiss in my hometown. And it was really hard to find anything related to Kiss. So the fact that I, just weeks apart, I saw all those three things and it hooked me. Like, it was really hard for me after that to find a CD or a vinyl or even a shirt. It took me a long time to find a Kiss shirt. And I think that even sparked my interest more, because it was so hard. I had to have it,
Where were you?
I was in Curitiba, Brazil.
Okay.
Which is the south of Brazil, yeah. So I knew a lot. I mean, I didn't know. There was a lot of rock stores that had all kinds of, rock T-shirts and stuff, but never a Kiss shirt. And it was always a bummer. It was retarded, really. So one day at the supermarket, something similar to Walmart, there was like this big basket of CDs, and I'm just going through it, and I see the Kiss Greatest Hits, and I'm like, it's happening today. This is happening today.
That's so awesome. Yeah. And yours was Destroyer.
Yeah, it was Destroyer, and I have a very funny story about that, because I used to travel once in a while to visit my brother. He was studying in medical school, like 5 hours away from our city. And he gave me his card. He's like, hey, make sure when I go to school in the afternoon, you run to the supermarket, buy a few things. It was like $50 in it. And instead of that, I went to the record store. I never told this to Gabriel, but it's a story that we have, me and my brother. I was trying to buy Kiss CDs instead, because I had Destroyer already, but I wanted to buy more. And then for some reason, I got the password wrong, and I tried many times, like blocked the card. So when I came back home and he tried to buy something on his card, it was like, oh, what the fuck? The card is blocked. It's like, oh, I don't know nothing about it. So that was it.
Yeah, that is pretty awesome. So, all right, Joey, let me ask you a question. You guys did this last year with Lick It Up. How do you guys are obviously not in the same room together. How do you guys prepare?
That's what I was wondering.
Perform something like this.
I'm so intricate.
Yeah. How do you guys prepare?
Yeah. So,
I think yeah, go ahead, Joe.
No. Yeah. So obviously, whenever Neil gathers these musicians, I think everyone has to be of a certain caliber to undertake some of the things that he's asking of us. These are not, some of these songs are much more difficult than people think. People think Kiss and they think Strutter. They think some of this stuff is just, oh, you can pick that up and, in one sitting. Let me tell you something. Some of these songs, I'm learning the Elder and Creatures for this run. And, there's some intricate stuff on these. And it's same thing with Lick It Up last year. There's a lot of some weird timings, some weird phrasings, some things that you would never just do naturally when you're writing a song that Kiss goes to in some of these records. That it definitely takes a high level musician, I think, to recreate these, especially when you really don't get to rehearse. Last year we kind of ran through stuff quickly. The day before when we all flew in, I remember my flights were all delayed, and these guys were already starting to run a couple things. And I tried to like run in quickly and join them. And, it's just a mess because, it's hard to coordinate everyone's schedules to try to get there to do any kind of rehearsals. So, you're really counting on, you have the body of work. The goal is you don't interpret it. You don't make it your own. We're going to try to recreate these records as is. I'm learning. Eric's stuff on Creatures is so hard to learn. So interesting in some of the stuff he's doing. And, everyone talks about Eric's big drum sound. Some of his hi-hat work and his cymbal work on that record are absolutely insane. And, I'm trying to honor it the best as I can. And I'm sure these guys are doing the same with their parts, like we did on Lick It Up. And, I did on Alive 3. You try to learn it exactly like the record, and that starts with really doing your research and listening to the songs over and over again. I was sitting in my car yesterday. I had a half an hour to kill in between sessions, and I was pulling up the drum only tracks of all the Creatures of the Night songs just to make sure that I'm picking it out correctly. I'm hearing it one way, and then when I listen to a song, just the drum track, I pick up other things. So it's really about capturing all those little intricacies. And then, we'll get together super quick the night before to run some endings, to make sure we have some beginnings, to make sure some little stuff is tweaked. But, we're expected to just go in there cold and nail it.
Yeah, and I remember even like we were exchanging messages, sending the endings of songs, and like even songs that you don't see the live versions very often, or Kiss didn't even play, but you try to find it on a bootleg or something. And I remember Joey put together like a few of the songs with the live endings for all of us, and I made some videos for all of us, and then Todd Kearns made some videos, and we were just trading emails and text messages, and like, oh, okay, this is the version, this is the ending. Get it together. So everybody did their homework separately. We all knew what parts of what we were going to be playing. And, you just do your homework as best as you can. You just hope for the best when you get there. And I remember Joey actually showed up there to rehearse with us the day of the show.
Yeah.
So we ran through the songs the day before, and then again with Joey on the day of the show. And we were like, okay, I think we got it. But the good thing is, like, all of us are gigantic Kiss fans, so that helps a lot because I'm pretty sure you guys can relate to that. I've been listening to Kiss my entire life for, every day for years now. So that's something that really helps. And I think somebody just commented here that so many people are going to huge fans that are going to be there nitpicking. And I'm one of those guys. So when I'm practicing, I'm busting my own ass on this. Like, no, you got to do this right. You got to do this right. So, so that's kind of how it goes.
Yeah, we give a big shout out to Charlie Parra as well, because I haven't played with them yet, but the first show that Handsome Devils played was with Charlie on guitar. Incredible guitar player, incredible person. I'm sure you guys had an incredible time with him, and so I'm like filling in.
Yeah, Charlie's the best.
Yeah, Charlie's fucking awesome, man. So I'm actually gonna play with them for the first time now. And it's what they all said, I think classic rock is the most underrated, especially when you come from a background that it's technical and stuff like that. Classic rock is very underrated when it comes to details, because it's not about nailing the part technically. It's the feel, it's the intention, it's the tone. There's a lot of nuances that you have to enhance when you're playing. And it's exactly the same thing with this album, because the guitar work and every musician is just there's so much personality in it that you have to respect the music so much and really nail those details, because it's not about how much you play, but really enhance with a lot of class what you're trying to play. You know what I mean? The details and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward, man. You know, the guitar work, as I said, is amazing, and the record is just one of a kind. You know, because listening to other Kiss stuff, this is just something that is like creepy. Kiss has something that Maiden has, in my opinion, that it's only a handful of bands do, which is like every album is a different era, and it's not a copy of what came before or after. And I think that's you know, makes them what they are, and I think it's incredible.
And Joe, you know, the hardest part about doing, I think, what we are asked to do is we're not just playing these songs in front of a crowd and just getting away with it. Everyone in that crowd knows these songs as well, if not better than we do. So we do one lyric wrong, we do one drum fill wrong, one note in a solo wrong. People are going to be like, hey, that didn't sound like the record. So, you know, it's even more pressure to try to recreate these as best as we can. You know, obviously we're going to put our flavor. It's us playing. We're not Kiss. It's going to feel a little different. We can't create it exactly, but we're going to do our best to honor, you know, these records, especially these records that never get their just due. You know, things that Neil picks, things like Lick It Up last year and Creatures and The Elder this year. Kiss, you know, even though Kiss has played a lot of Creature songs live over the years, there's some of these songs on these records that have never been attempted live. And, you know, to try to recreate these and do them justice and have videos out there circulating for years, you want to have it as close to the record as you possibly can.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, I've never played in a band that did covers. I never have. I played in a band that did a cover here and there, but never where there was a lot of. Now, Lee right there, I don't know if you guys all know, Lee is a bass player, and she has been in a few bands, including the very first ever all-female lady Kiss tribute band.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then she was in a band called Iron Mullet. And they did like Dio and Maiden and Kiss and you name it. They did all that stuff.
Nice.
And so speaking to all, I'm going to talk to Lee now. When you're on stage doing stuff like that, Lee, do you feel pressure because you know people know the?
Well, I taught myself bass by ear. I don't read music or anything. I just knew Gene's bass lines so well that I just found the notes. Like basically,
wow.
my very first show was at a Kiss Expo. I mean,
and you breathe fire too.
Dying inside, you know. Oh yeah,
and you breathe fire.
Yeah, I learned how to breathe fire.
You do? That's awesome.
Yeah. What about you guys? Like Joey, like obviously you were in a Kiss tribute band. What when you get on stage, knowing these people that are watching, you know they're there because they know the band. Do you feel like a lot of pressure to like get as close as you can?
Yeah, I mean, listen, in a way, playing cover music, especially at this level when you're trying to recreate stuff exactly, it's more pressure than playing your original stuff. Your original stuff, you know, all the stuff I do with ZO2 and any original project I've ever done, it's the stuff I wrote. I wrote all the drum parts, or I helped write the song. So, you know, I can do whatever the hell I want to it. So I very rarely play the exact same part every night. You know, I'll play with it and have fun with it. And, you know, the way it's recorded on a record, I don't necessarily try to match it. I try to open it up. And as I'm growing as a player, you know, I listen back to some old records that I've played on and I'm like, oh, I think I'd rather do it this way now. I'd rather do it that way now. So you progress where, you know, when you're trying to match songs off of iconic records like this in front of a fan base who is fanatical, you know, there's way more pressure than just doing your original stuff.
And then there's the pressure if you're in a Kiss tribute band that's doing the makeup and the costumes to act like them. I mean, that's another layer of pressure.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and then you got to get the costume right because the Kiss goobers, as I love to call them, I'm one. They'll pick, you know, you got to destroy your boot with a, you know how they do.
Oh yeah,
they totally 100%.
Yeah. All right, so let's talk about this record. There's other things that I want to talk about, but I want to start with, of course, with the record. I want to show you guys something. So when Creatures of the Night came out, it didn't sell that well. We all know that, right? So all right, so just follow me here. Here's the first version. Okay. So
Mhm.
this is the first version, and
Yeah.
a few things can't have come out since with it. Okay, so you got the first version. That's this.
Oh no!
Then
Don't
just
do it,
follow me.
Joe.
Just follow me. They released
Bro.
the single, right? And you can't really see it too well, but
The
this
autograph.
side have autographs etched in it. Okay, so this is the band trying to make money off this record. Okay, so here's
Sure.
one with the etched thing. Okay, then we all know this came out,
Oh God,
and
Yeah.
and the
He's
with
got
a
five
butt
of
on the
every one
back.
of them.
I'm still not sure what the butt means on the back of the record. It's really weird.
Oh, I
But-
had no idea of that at all.
Yeah. There is a bottom on it.
I
There's a
think
bottom.
I think it's
That was the
Gene's
first.
butt.
That was the first version I bought.
Is it really?
Wow.
I
Yeah.
heard that it was
Wow.
Gene, but I've also read that it's not. Okay.
Lee,
So
Lee,
all right.
Lee would know. Lee, is that Gene's butt?
Yeah.
Doesn't
Here,
look
I'll
like
zoom
Gene's
in
butt
for
to
you.
me. How would I know? Wait a minute.
Okay. So then, all right. So this
Looks
came
like a
out. Now
woman's butt to me.
now everybody, we know why they re-released this record, because it got no love when it originally came out, and they wanted a chance for fans to to hear this, right?
Really?
So this came out. Now, I don't know if you guys have ever seen this, but the bootleg,
Jeez, what have you got?
Sure.
has
have that one too.
Vinny.
Vinny.
And that
Stuck
it's
Vinny
from
in there.
Brazil.
Yeah, from Brazil. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Okay. So, all right. So
Where else
that's
would it be
great,
from?
right? All those came out. All those came out, and then I guess it was last year or the year before. Bam! Here we go. We got the glow in the dark eyeballs.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Wow.
Glow in the
You
dark.
have every one, Joe.
I don't
Yeah, I
have
know.
everyone. I don't.
You have every
There's-
single one of them.
You're
I
missing
don't
something,
actually.
Joe?
There's actually one that came out that the vinyl glows in the dark, but I don't have that. My
Wow.
birthday's in a week and a half, and I know that my girlfriend's watching. But anyway,
You'll
all
be
right,
getting
so-
that for Christmas.
so check this out now. We're not done. This is showing that they're gonna. So then this one came out. Now this one comes out, and it's got like.
Oh, I don't know that. What is that, Joe?
Dude, that's awesome.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Joe, is that a bootleg?
No,
What's
I
that
think I got
from?
it off of Kiss Online. I think I got it off Kiss Online.
Is that the anniversary edition?
Uh-huh.
Wow.
The latest one
Okay.
that came out?
Uh-huh. Let's see what the vinyl
There you
looks
go.
like. I'm not sure.
But wait, Joe, that's like the box set one? What is that?
But it's smaller. Came with a book.
Holy shit.
I don't know. The vinyl is like purple.
Oh neat.
Dude, that's awesome.
Wow.
Karen, don't
Okay.
you dare buy him another one. Don't you dare.
He's got to have the last one that he doesn't have.
Then look,
Wow.
There you go.
for real.
You're a mental patient.
I am. There's like 10 different versions of this.
He's a goober.
Okay, so I listened to it today, and I have one question that is the question to end all questions. All right, now you guys are going to play this cover to cover, right? Beginning to
Yeah.
end. At the end of I Love It Loud, are you going to fade out and fade back in?
Ooh.
You'll have
Must.
you'll have to come to Sarasota to find out.
Exactly.
Do it.
All right. So,
Exactly.
all right.
So I
listen,
had a
before
question. So you guys, obviously we all started digging in to these tracks already. We have a text thread going, the four of us, and we're kind of back and forth with little things. Hey, did you see this on this song, this on that song? Any songs you're particularly loving that you didn't think you're gonna love playing? Anything giving you a little bit more of a hard time than you thought was gonna give you a hard time?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
So yeah.
I mean, I haven't. I'm more listening to it right now than playing it because I just came back from another tour that I did, and the band is doing so much, right now too. So I'm gonna be honest with you that I'm more listening and understanding the feel of everything. 'Cause
Right.
when I sit down, that's already part of the process that I always like to do first, or before I sit down and actually learn it. That then I actually have the parts in my head and how it should sound like and stuff like that, backing vocals and whatnot. But so I haven't played the songs yet. I'm gonna start the next few days, but I'm getting the feel of it and listening a lot and stuff like that.
And what about you, Gabriel?
Man, I've been listening to these songs forever. So there's a lot of these songs that I've played already, in the past. So I'm looking forward to play the ones I haven't played, like Danger or Saint and Sinner. I love that one. I know we did Rock and Roll Hell last year. That was really awesome. So I'm looking forward to do that one again. But yeah, Creatures, I know Creatures didn't sell really well here in America, but in Brazil, it's probably the most famous Kiss album. It's huge there, because that was the first time Kiss visited Brazil in '83.
Right.
So,
I was going to ask that. Do you
exactly
the tour? So this is the tour book from the tour. I wanted to ask you guys a question about this. So this was the 10th anniversary, right? We've all seen the video of the stadium show that they did, and it's massive. It's massive.
Yeah.
I would have been the most intimidated little boy on the stage. I would have been like, well, how many people did they say? 147,000 people.
Some say 180,000, some say 200,000 people. It's something like that for Rio, because Maracanã Stadium in Rio is gigantic. So it was probably, if you see the videos, it's insane. It's just insane.
It's nuts. I remember seeing it and having to understand that when they were showing, they were paying the crowd that up in those were stands up there, and there were people in them. I was like, that's crazy. So
you know what's so mind blowing about that to me too? That's their last concert in the original makeup, right? They left that concert and they said, "We're not succeeding. We need to change it up. We need to do something drastically different to change." And they did. I mean, that takes balls. It really does. They left, a concert where they had 200,000 people there to see them going crazy. And they decided, we're not big enough. We need to change. And I get it. Listen, obviously, we know they weren't selling big in America. We know the tour in America wasn't doing well. But they were still popular around the world. And to take that chance of taking the makeup off, because it could have failed. It could have easily failed. And it was a risk, because once they took it off, hypothetically, Lick It Up bombs and they don't succeed, they can't just go back to the makeup. More than likely, Lick It Up fails, and you don't hear from Kiss again maybe until the 90s when they do the reunion tour.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, it's a leap of faith, man. Takes balls.
It definitely does. So let's look at the event a little bit. I wanted to make sure that everybody knows that if you come to Sarasota for this show, it's not one show, one day. It's 3 days of fun. I went last year. Lee was with me. We had a great time. So on Friday, you get there's an expo center. So there's going to be people there that are going to be setting up booths with Kiss merch, which obviously.
Joe, did we hear about the hurricane? Was it okay down there? Or?
Yeah, we got the all clear, right?
Yeah, I think Neil even went live tonight to give a little update. But I spoke to Neil yesterday. Just some wind damage, no flooding, nothing else in Sarasota. They're all okay.
Awesome.
So that's at 3:00. At 6:00, I'm not going to read them all. I'm just going to show you some highlights. Dynasty Unmasked and Unmasked Revisited selected songs performed from each album, featuring Anton Fig is going to be there. And speaking of Anton Fig, Joey just did a top 5 with him, and you can see that on Top 5 with Joey Casada. You're welcome. Then the Creatures of the Night right there, performed by the Handsome Devils. The first day, look at the schedule. If you just go and for the first day, it's worth the ticket. And it's not expensive. It's not expensive. So don't forget, like if you're looking here at our screen right now, you can see the QR code, scan it with your phone, go buy a ticket and come and hang out. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, again, where are you going to hear, Anton Fig, who is obviously all in Dynasty and Unmasked. He's going to be doing a big section of those songs. You're going to hear some songs from Dynasty and Unmasked that you never hear. Then you're going to hear the whole Creatures of the Night record. Then the next day, you're going to hear the whole entire Elder record. I mean, it's incredible. As a Kiss fan, I'm so excited because I'm a part of it and I'm learning these songs. But in a way, I almost want to just step back and watch too. I would be a fan there. in a minute. I think, the tickets are like $59 for all 3 days. It's not each day. So it's $20 a day, guys. Where the hell are you going to get
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
kind of entertainment for $20 a day?
Yeah.
Exactly.
We're doing the Elder. Todd and I are doing the Elder as well as Creatures. We got Jeremy Asbrock doing the Elder with us. Zach Throne's doing the Elder, and Tyson Leslie. It's going to be insane. So, just for the Elder and Creatures of the Night and Anton doing Unmasked, what more could you ask for? Not only that, but you got Quarantine going to be playing Chris Jericho's Quarantine with Bruce Kulick playing. We're going to be doing Alive 2, which I'm also a big part of. I know Gabriel's a big part of as well. We're going to be doing Alive 2 cover to cover. I'm not even sure who's doing what on that yet. We're still trying to figure that out. But lots of crazy stuff that weekend.
I mean,
Plus the solo albums as well. It's going to be a tribute to the solo albums, a few songs from all the solo albums. I'm part of a few too, so it's going to be awesome. Even if I wasn't playing, I'll probably go, because you don't get the chance to see all these many, obscure Kiss songs at one place on a weekend. So it's like a great chance. Last year was amazing. I'm sure this year's going to be even bigger. And actually, we're going to be outside, Luis and I, playing an acoustic show at noon on Saturday on top of the War Machine that Neil's going to put out there. So that's going to be awesome. We're going to have a few guests. I know Chips Enough is one of our guests. So that should be really, really cool.
So Joey the Tank is going to be there?
Like, I admire so much the Kiss fan base and Kiss fans. Like, I wish every single one of my favorite bands had fans like that. Because, like, let's say there was an Iron Maiden convention like this, dude, I would be there all days.
Oh yeah,
all day.
Oh yeah.
If, like, the ticket is $6, like, it's a no-brainer. Like, fly in, do whatever you have to do, because it's not that. What I think it's cool about this event too, because I followed it because Gabriel played last year, getting to know Neil and stuff. It's not that it's only a cool event for Kiss fans, but it's made by the biggest Kiss fans I've ever seen in my entire life,
Yeah.
So it's not that a company decided to brand something with the name of Kiss and put some guys there and stuff. No, this comes from the heart, So if if you think this is going to be good, I think it's going to be like insanely great, because all the musicians are amazing and the people putting it together are just so passionate about Kiss,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Joe, I'm curious, maybe get a little poll going with people watching. What songs from any of these records that I mentioned, like Unmasked, Creatures, The Elder, what are the songs people are most excited to hear played live, maybe for the first time? For me, I know Gabriel mentioned things like Danger and Saint Sinner. Those are the two songs exactly for me too, as well, Gabriel, that I'm super excited to play. Those are probably the two hardest drum tracks on Creatures. Just some cool, intricate stuff going on that Eric's doing. So I'm super excited to do both of those songs. I'm curious to hear what else are people excited to hear.
Yeah. Neil Davis says Radioactive.
Radioactive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me ask you guys a question. So obviously Lee and Joey and I are here every week. We're talking all the time about this stuff. So now what I want to ask you guys is now that Kiss is like they've retired, what is it that you guys would like? We'll start with you, Luis. What is there anything that you would love to see released or that you've never seen, like a product, anything like that?
Wow, man, maybe this is very unpopular between you guys, but I'm really looking forward for the avatars, to be really honest with you, because nothing that Kiss does is half-assed. Nothing. So I saw a lot of controversy online about those, and I watched the making of on YouTube, which for me was one of the best YouTube videos I've ever seen in my life, of like a band, where they are sitting down with the makers and stuff like that. And they're Paul and Gene, and they walk in and they watch at the end the prototype or whatever. I think it's going to take so long because they're probably doing something groundbreaking like they always have. And I think the fact that, because you know, when you're a fan of a band, you think with, you know, with your perspective, because you already bought the records and stuff. But I'm thinking, like, what about the kid that's going to be born today, and in 15 years is going to be online looking through stuff? You know, not every band, not every brand has the depth that Kiss has. So I think continuing that legacy and the life of it is just so important for music in general and rock and roll to be alive for, you know, centuries to come. And I think Kiss is one of those bands that no matter what time it is, I think there always can be like viral or trendy or cool to see, because the characters, Gene's characters, Paul's characters, it's just so amazing to see, and it catches your eye like that you can't forget after you saw that. And the more, you know, the years go by, I see that bands are more afraid to try and be something unique and so something ballsy. And I think they got it all to the point that it would be a shame if they didn't take that step, you know. So I think the Avatars might be not, maybe not even for the fans now, but for the fans to come, because people will die, and I hope that legacy don't die with them, because it will be a big shame, you know.
I'll tell you this: when they first announced the Avatars, my girlfriend's daughter is a animator. That's what she does. She's a computer animator. And when we sent her this, she's 20. Okay. So she got so excited. She was like, that's the future. So like in other countries, they're already, not only are they doing this for ABBA, but she sent us videos where in like Japan, there are bands that buy like anime characters or like a comic or like a video game character, and they project them on stage, and the band sits off to the side and plays, and these anime characters act out this whole thing. The whole crowd has like lights and everything. I mean, it was like a big show. And it, I mean, I was like, and then did you guys see Paul's interview with Steve-O this week?
Yeah, just watched it last night.
Yeah, so you see Paul's talking about how it's not just going to be a concert, because people are going to look at it and go, hey, look how real that amplifier looks. It's going to be stuff going on around you.
Right.
And they were having a meeting the next day after, whenever they did. So a little more starting to come out, and it's exciting. Gabriel, what about you? What are you hoping that Kiss does?
Man, I'm, you know, I make Luis's words mine, because I was at the last show too, and I saw the Avatars. Then it was just kind of obvious to me that they would, you know, like, not obvious, but it was like, of course, Kiss would do something big like this. And I know a lot of fans didn't like it, but at the same time, a lot of times Kiss announces things, and you kind of go, you scratch your head, and you're like, I don't know about this, but then they bring it out, and it's like way bigger and better than you could ever imagine. So they have this. I mean, they have this track record of blowing people away. That's why they've been doing it for over 50 years now. And I think it's, you know, it is the future. I think it's a great way to see Kiss continue on without the original members and still have the original members. You know, they're still going to be the original characters. I'm one of the guys actually that could see Kiss, a real band with another guys. I was looking forward to that idea too, if that was ever to happen. But I think the Avatars idea was a better idea and a better plan for the future shows. I mean, I don't know if you guys have been to the Sphere in Vegas, but I watched the show there like a couple of months ago, and I could totally see a Kiss, you know, Avatar show there, because it's so mind blowing, and it has the same kind of thing, like the winds and fire and things like that. So I think it's a brand new way of putting a show together, and I think it's brilliant. You know, I think even real bands should try to do things like that nowadays. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm an action figure guy, so whatever action figure they put out, I'll you know, I'm down to buy. So, you know, and the vinyls too. Although I already have all the vinyls and CDs that I need. So we'll see about that.
As Gabriel was speaking, I was just thinking, like, because I'm pretty sure they're not only thinking, as you said, about the show, because I'm guessing when you do like you collect every data you need to make an avatar, while they're still alive and it's themselves doing that, you can do anything with it video wise, and God knows what AI, where AI is going to be like in 20 years, and then you can have a movie with them, you know, and all of that, because when they were alive, they captured all of the data needed from themselves. So only God knows where this could end, and I think it's just such a ahead of the curve move, to do that. So awesome.
Yeah, should be awesome, man. Kiss is really gonna be immortal, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I think that as of like myself, I've been thinking about it a lot this week. And there's a few things that I'm really missing right now. Gabriel, I'm like you. I like action figures. I wish they'd have had them at that show, that final show when they released them. When we walked out, we had an opportunity to buy them right then.
Yeah.
I might have had to drive
that was one of the things that I thought too. Was like, imagine the action figures of the avatars. I was like, okay, I'm sure that's coming.
I'm sure
that's coming at some point.
I'm sure it's coming.
Yeah.
But I would love to see a few different videos too. I wish that they would put together some videos that we could download, or even, however they could do it, where we could see certain things that we know they've recorded, but we've never seen. I still dream that we can find a full-length video of Eric's first show with the band.
Dude, there you go.
That would be great. As twisted as I'm about to say something twisted, but I would, and I'm sorry, but I would love to see Ace get electrocuted.
Wow. Well, you never know. They might have that tape. And that's the thing with them, because they have all the material from their career.
There's a lot of legend there,
right?
One
thing that I miss is that all the old home movies, like the Extreme Close-Up or Confidential or even Cassology, you cannot find those anymore. I think they could find a way, because there is a way on YouTube that you can just put like movies or things like that for rent. And they should find a way to, at least put those old videos, everything that they produce, Kiss Exposed, that is so hard to find these days, but like in an official format digitally for people to watch.
We wanted the Kiss app, right? The app that would just have Kiss stuff.
Or an app. Yeah,
To
perfect.
Me,
Even
that's
better.
the thing that I would love to see most.
Kiss Flicks.
Kiss's own streaming channel.
Yeah,
exactly.
They should, $5.99 a month, $9.99.
Oh my God! Say goodbye to Netflix.
All the stuff, all the stuff that's currently out there. Of course, obviously, that would all be on there, like you said, Extreme Close-Up and Exposed and Live Uncensored and Kiss Meets the Phantom and Scooby-Doo. All that stuff would be on this app and this channel. But in addition to that, they're doing all these box sets with these unreleased songs and demos and all the extra vinyl. I like all that stuff. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a vinyl guy. I do like the unreleased tracks, like some of the stuff on the Creatures box set I love, like Legends Never Die. And, that stuff was so great to hear for the first time. But I want to see them produce new home videos like Kiss Confidential on each of these anniversaries. So, you just got the Creatures box set. Do a collaboration of videos and sit down interviews with people that were involved in that record, the engineers, Gene and Paul, get people that were involved in that record. Get, Bryan Adams just did some of the songs that he co-wrote for Creatures. Have full-length videos released for these anniversaries. Asylum anniversary, 40th anniversary is coming up. Do a big 2-hour documentary on Asylum. There's so much they could be doing. They're the most visual band in the world, and yet they don't release any video footage. It's mind-boggling to me.
Yeah, it is mind-boggling.
You gotta
or
wait
studio
and see what's
sessions, that they barely ever showed people when they recorded it. Like I remember when they put out Sonic Boom, and they did like little snippets of them recording it in studio and things like that. I would love to see that, the behind-the-scenes stuff.
Love it. Yep.
Hey, Joey, let me ask you a question. Down here in the bottom corner, Kobe, that's the kid that I played Rock and Roll All Night with him in New York?
Yeah, Kobe was. I've been teaching Kobe drums since he's 7 years old. I think he's a monster drummer, also a singer now. First time he ever sang, he did a Kiss. We did a Kiss show at the School of Rock that I run, and Kobe, I was a drummer only, and I got him up to sing Beth, and he was terrified. And now he's this front man of his own band. He's going to be at Kiss Cancer too. He's going to be jamming on some songs too. He's great.
I
he'll be playing with us too.
That's awesome. He looks 5 years older than when I saw him less than a year ago. He's growing up.
And if I'm wrong, tell me if I'm wrong, guys. Kobe's in the in your video, right?
Yeah.
He is.
True.
He's in our Red Devil Vortex music video for the song "Open the Gates." So if you guys should look it up, you'll see Kobe there. He's the main guy.
That is awesome. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about what's going on. Is there, besides when you guys are playing, besides that stuff, right? Are there any other things that you're interested in seeing, like that you'll just be in the crowd for?
Oh, look at that. That's Kobe right there
Oh,
That is awesome.
What we're
on the corner. Show him on the corner right there. Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
Of
that's
course.
so
I mean,
cool.
oh,
Joe, you're talking about oh yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
What
that
we're
was our tour book this year.
I mean, I can't imagine anything that the three of us are not on. We're not going to be in the audience watching. I mean, I'm going to be as close to possible maybe possibly up, literally on his ass while Anton plays any of his songs. I will be as close as he lets me be to watch the master play. He's incredible. Anton is one of the best drummers ever. Especially on some of these Kiss songs that, no one's ever seen him play live. I can't wait to see him. I don't even know if he's doing it. Stuff like Torpedo Girl and Naked City and Is That You? God, I'd love to see him do some of that stuff. Some of the stuff off Ace's solo album during the solo album tributes. I can't wait to see him do some of that. Trust me, you will see me obnoxiously close to Anton while he's playing.
That's awesome. What about you, Luis?
Well, can you repeat the question? Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Is there anything that you're not performing on that you're excited to see and watch?
I mean, I think part of because I am doing a few songs of Alive too, but I'm excited to see the other musicians play that too. And I like the Elder, man. I'll be honest with you. I like the Elder.
No, that's cool.
Yeah, I think it's very artistic. There's a lot of things that I like in there, and I like that they took that liberty. I think people take the visuals very bad of that album because I first heard it and then I saw the videos. And when I heard it, I didn't understand why people hated it. When I saw the videos, then it's when okay, maybe that was like the biggest problem with how bad people took it. But there's some great songs in there. There's one I'll tell you in a second. Escape me the name. The Elder. I think it's something Mr. Rockwell, something like that.
Mr. Blackwell.
Blackwell.
Yeah, Blackwell. Right. Yeah, that's my favorite song.
That's a great one.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, doing some of this Elder stuff, I know people laugh at, and even I did laugh at things like Just a Boy and Odyssey. Let me tell you something. Odyssey is what a intricate, in-depth, crazy song to pick apart. There's so much going on. I have no idea how we're going to recreate it, but we're going to attempt it.
Man, I wish they did some of those songs on the symphony album. That would have been amazing to see.
Oh man.
The orchestra.
Yeah, do you remember
absolutely.
watching the video? And at the beginning, they were interviewing people out front. And they were like, and there was a guy, I can't remember if he was dressed like, maybe he was dressed like Ace, but he was standing in front of the camera and he goes, "This is what's going to happen." And he started naming all these Elder tunes that they were going to play with the symphony, and none of them happened. It was just
None of them. Man, I'd love to see Under the Rose with an orchestra. That would have been awesome.
Oh yeah, that would have been amazing.
Yeah.
So Gabriel, did I ask you? I didn't ask you yet. What do you want to see the most that you're not playing on?
Man, of course the Elder, but I really want to see Quarantine. I think that's going to be a great set, especially with Bruce. I'm a gigantic Kiss 80s Kiss fan. I love Crazy Nights. I love Hot in the Shade. I love all those albums. So that's something that I'm really looking forward to watch.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome. I've seen them
it's going to be awesome.
I saw him one time, and Joey was playing the drums. So, when Kent comes out, I'll turn my back to the stage.
I love it. I will pay anyone $5 to throw tomatoes at PJ. If you can.
Oh my God!
I'm just kidding, of course.
I'm sure Gabriel is on board too. We're looking forward for the Revenge in its entirety.
100%. 100%. That needs to happen at some point.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah,
That needs to happen at some point.
Next year.
So did we see Was Revenge done cover to cover before?
No,
Not
not
yet.
yet.
Never. No, I
Not
don't think
yet.
so.
No.
Man, I keep for some reason I keep thinking that we saw it maybe at Creatures Fest.
I don't think
Oh,
so.
you know what?
Did
Maybe did Bruce's band do
I
almost
think they
all
did.
of Revenge? Maybe.
I
I
think
don't
they
think
Did
did
they do
all.
a medley or something like that?
Did they?
Oh, they did it. Look, Neo's telling
Yeah,
us
there
they
you
did
go.
Revenge.
Yeah, Creatures Fest. Yeah, that was really awesome. One of those things where you see it and you're like, you know what makes it one of those things that's really cool is Zach Throne, man. He does Gene so well when he sings. It was like, I mean, it's just terrific.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, he's great. He's really great.
James
Wow.
K just brought up Carnival of Souls cover to cover would be fun.
Ah,
I love that album too.
yeah.
Me too.
Yeah,
I would love to
absolutely.
do that.
Nice and heavy. Nice and heavy. All right, listen, you guys that are watching, before we get out of here, I'm sorry we had a little technical difficulties. For some reason, this site crashed on us, but we held it together and we got here and we all got to hang out. It's been a lot of fun. Before we get out of here, I want to make sure you guys do a couple of things. Sit back and think about if you know anybody that's had cancer or passed away from cancer. My mother unfortunately did. And we just recently had some friends that lost their Joe Lascon, who we love, lost his wife. She was amazing, and this terrible disease affects so many of them and so many people. Donate some money if you can't come. I'm sure there's a donation thing happening during the show. Make sure that you guys donate some money. If you can be there, get a ticket. Come and hang out. I'm going to try to podcast live in between things there. I'm sure I'll grab these guys and say, sit down, let's talk, kiss in between. And all, when they're not like doing what, they need to do, but we're going to have a lot of fun when we're there. Last year, I didn't know what to expect. And I promise you, I left very happy. It was a very fun experience. And there are other things that you can do as well. I don't know what sold out because I haven't looked today, but there is a brunch with Bruce Kulick as well. And then I know that there's like photo things you could do. You could get autographs. There's, like I said, there's going to be a merch room.
I think there's a PJ Farley in a dunk tank possibly, which I'm trying to set that up for Neil.
No problem. I'll bring extra money. I'm just saying.
I don't trust your arm, Joe. I'll do the throwing.
What are you talking about? As a ball player.
Come on.
Hey, wait. All of a sudden now the guy who loved you in quarantine isn't good enough to throw a ball. Thanks. That's okay. That's okay because the Mets are going to beat the Yankees in the World Series this year. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. And everybody just went away. Okay, so listen, this is a lot of fun. Thank you guys for being here. We really do appreciate it. Joey, before we go, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, a couple things. Definitely scan the barcode right now. Get your tickets while they last. This will sell out. We're just about 2 months out. This will sell out, especially at this price. It's $59, 3-day event. You're going to hear Kiss songs you've never heard before, played by. Look at the people playing some of these songs, and we're going to be hanging out the whole weekend too. We're going to be doing meet and greets. There's a full fan Kiss Expo as well with merchandise and we have the limited edition Handsome Devil T-shirt that we'll be selling at one of the merch stands. So definitely
Sonny needs one of those.
Oh my God!
We'll and all the proceeds go to the cause too. They all go to the Cancer Foundation. So you'll be helping out too if you buy a Handsome Devil shirt.
Made by Butter, by the way.
Yes, yeah. What a killer design, Gabriel. Killer.
Thanks, man.
That is awesome.
Thanks. My pleasure.
Grab your tickets now. Again, while they last. Hotels are going fast. All the stuff around the area is going fast. So if you're thinking about coming, just buy a ticket now and book your hotel. Trust me, it'll be well worth your $60. I do have a new single out. I just released a solo single. You can check it out on Spotify. Just type in my name, Joey Casada. And I always have to do this. My son asked me, him and his buddy have a YouTube channel. They want me to promote their YouTube channel. I'm going to share their channel in the link in the comments right now. Go check it out. It's a fun channel. Him and his buddy. Go subscribe.
Absolutely. Lee, do you have anything to add?
No, this was a fun show. I mean, last year was so great. Creatures Fest was great. I can only imagine how great this is going to be.
All right, Gabriel, Luis, this is what I want you guys to do. Tell everybody about your band. Tell them what kind of music it is, where they can find it. This way they can pick up some music.
Awesome. Well, we are called Red Devil Vortex. We've been touring this year. We just finished the tour with Doyle from the Misfits, which was great. Neil actually went to one of the shows in Florida. Look, this is one of our artworks. We're very big in the visuals and the artwork and the music videos. We produce mostly everything ourselves when it comes to graphic works and videos and design. Of course, the music, Luis and I write everything, and we're just glad to have this band and growing. And if you want to find more about it, you can just visit reddevilvortex.com. But you can also follow us on every social media. It's at Red Devil Vortex. And you'll see everything there, all of the shows, dates, music videos, all the people that work with us, all of our fans, the Devil Heads, we post them every week. So if you're watching this and you know about Red Devil Vortex, if you're one of our followers and you have a picture with us, you can just DM us and we'll feature you over there as well. And yeah, what else, Luis?
I just want to say thank you to you guys, man. Not only to Joe and Leith, but also Gabriel and Joey, because it's going to be a huge honor. You know, I get to play with Gabriel all the time, but you know, I mean, I have a band of the guy. This is how much I love him. With Todd too, man. You know, the first rock show I've ever saw in my life was Slash in the Apocalyptic Love Tour 2012. I was 12 years old in Brazil. And you know, I've always looked up to him as a bass player, as a singer, and I love Slash albums he was part of. Those are some of my favorite rock albums of all time, and I mean it. I'm not only saying that because, you know, I'm gonna play with him. You know, and I love Joey's playing. For me, the Joey Casada playing Kiss is like as good as it gets, honestly.
Aw.
I always,
awesome.
100%.
yeah, and I mean, Gabriel does the best Gene Simmons that I know of, you know, like it's and I, you know,
Yeah.
I'm honored to be filling in for Charlie, which is a friend that I love. You know, we've been working together since like 2019 when we first met in person. One of the first YouTube videos I've ever saw was him playing punk versus metal. It was at the time YouTube was just starting off. My brother showed me, oh, look at this dude playing punk versus metal. It's just one person, but he does both characters in the video. And he was already ahead of the game. He was one of the first guitar YouTubers in the world, you know. And he's from Peru, guy that I love, you know, his work ethic and everything. So it's gonna be an honor to be filling in for him and playing with all these awesome musicians, man. So thank you guys for having me on the show too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I also want to thank Neil for putting it all together and bringing us all together and doing this amazing event for a good cause.
Yeah.
You know, my last year was my first time, and I had a blast. You know, it's always great to play Kiss, but playing Kiss for a good cause with awesome people, great musicians like Todd, like Charlie, like Joey, you know, and Ken. I got to play with Ace Frehley too last year. With you know, a dream come true. Anytime you get to play music, you know, with your idols is something that, man, you can never take for granted. And, you know, I had a great time. And I had a great time meeting a lot of people there too and making a lot of friends because, you know, Kiss people are my people, man. It's awesome. And thank you guys for having us here today.
Yes, I will tell you that I remember driving home from the event and my girlfriend and I were talking about Gabriel on stage. You could see that he was so thrilled to be there. It was awesome. I would say that it was a tie between you and Joe McGinnis for like,
oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like the two guys that I was watching that were going, this is awesome, you know, but you guys did wonderful and you're going to do wonderful this year. All right. So so here we are. We're at the end of the show. Get your tickets for Kiss Cancer Goodbye 3. Thank you guys for being here. You know what I'm going to say. We love Kiss and we love Kiss podcasts, and you're going to hear the commercials for all the ones that we love. We don't really love all the Kiss podcasts. I made that up. And just a few. And you're going to hear the commercials for all the ones that we love right after this in 3, 2, 1. Peace.